morning and welcome to Uni of Orange County. And thank you, Bill. We're so glad that you are here with us today. I just wanted to first thank all the people that make it responsible for us being able to be here and be here for you online. And we have Bill on piano and Tom on sound, and we have Waverly on camera, and John and Matthew doing the live streaming, and our prayer platform person for today is Christopher. And we always like to begin our service with our vision and mission statement. Our vision here at Uni of Orange County is centered in divine love. We joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission is to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. So today is our Fellowship in the Park Day, and this is an opportunity for us to get together. We have you bring your own chairs, wear a mask, bring your own hand sanitizer and your food, but join us at the Santa Victoria Park in Laguna Hills. And if you don't know, if you weren't there last time, you don't know how to get there, if you put in Santa Victoria, Victoria Park, Laguna Hills, they have directions and a map. And we hope that you join us. It's a great way to connect in a safe environment. And we have a new class beginning this Wednesday at 6 o'clock on Zoom, and it is Divine Audacity. Experience oneness with the divine and light up the world. It is going to expand on affirmative prayer by examining divine light and how it is both audacious and normal to claim it in ourselves. And they will discuss the 12 spiritual powers and how to use them on a daily basis. And the summer book club has been changed from the 19th to the 26th at noon because we are having our town hall meeting on the 19th, which is next week. And that will be at 11 o'clock, and that will be on Zoom. And we're going to discuss the survey. I've gotten a lot more surveys since the last time, so I wanted to talk about the new results and where we're going to go. So the 26th is going to be Joshua, the book club, and that's going to be at noon, and that's going to be on Zoom. A reminder to please, if you buy things on Amazon, to go to smileamazon.com, put Unity of Orange County, and then just shop as normal. And everything you buy, we get a small percentage. Also, if you are enjoying our videos, please go on and hit like and subscribe to it. And if you want to give and you're sitting at home and you don't want to write a check and you don't want to get online, you can take out your phone and you can text a gift. All you do is text the number 77977. In the message, put Unity of OC Give, and you can give a donation that way. We appreciate any donations that you give us. We are grateful that you are looking at the videos, so please also remember to like them. And now I would like to introduce our daily word and person for a meditation, Christopher.
Sunday, July 12th, 2020, and today's word is guidance. I am divinely guided. Guidance can be easy to find in the outer world. Maps and GPS technology can help me navigate my way just about anywhere. Everywhere I go, there are signs marking streets, adorning storefronts, and providing just about every kind of information and opinion imaginable. Spiritual guidance often is not as evident, but it is much more valuable. This guidance can come to me as a persistent tug on my attention, as a gut feeling or intuition, or even in a dream as I sleep. I pay attention to the guidance I receive and step out in faith to move my steps in its direction. I know that the spirit of wisdom and love within me are always guiding me to blessings of greater peace, love, and prosperity. And from Psalm chapter 25, verse 4, make me to know your ways, O Lord, teach me your paths. And now please make yourself comfortable for our meditation. We'll be meditating for about 5 minutes, so be in a position that you won't have to move a muscle. And now take several deep breaths. Check your feet and make sure that they're relaxed. Relax your lower legs and your upper legs. Relax your hips and your waist and your stomach and your back. Relax your shoulders, your upper arms, your lower arms, and your hands. Relax your neck and your face and your hair, and be completely relaxed. Focus your attention on your hands. Now go inside of your hands and feel the vibrations within inside your hands. And if you feel the inside of your hands vibrating, you're still with us. Inhale the words, I am, and exhale the words, divinely guided. Inhale, I am, and exhale, divinely guided. And again, inhaling, I am, and exhaling, divinely guided. As you inhale and exhale these words, please visualize and see the words, I am divinely guided. And if you're distracted by a sound from the outside, just bring your mind back to the words, I am divinely guided. If your mind wanders away from the words, just bring it back gently to I am divinely guided. And continue to repeat that over and over again. Stay focused with I am divinely guided. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, today we're continuing on the 12 powers. And if you remember, the 12 powers are divine powers within each of us. They're God given powers that we have. All of it, everybody has it. Sometimes some powers are a little bit more noticeable in us than others, but we've talked about faith and love and strength and wisdom, understanding, order. And today we're going to talk about zeal. Now, zeal is a word that you don't normally hear, and you might be thinking, what is zeal? So the word in today's language that is zeal is enthusiasm. So there's a story of a man who goes to the movie theater, and he's sitting in the movie theater, and a woman comes in and sits in front of him. And she's got this bag, with a little dog in it. And the movie starts, she takes the dog out, and she puts the dog in the seat, and the dog is sitting up like a human being, and he's watching the movie, and he's really interested in this movie. And when something funny happens in the movie, you could feel like the dog's kind of smiling and laughing. And then when something sad happens in the movie, the little whimper comes out of the dog, and the dog is like really interested in this movie. And the man is fascinated by the fact that this dog is watching this movie. So he follows the woman out of the theater, and he stops her and he says to her, he said, I was watching your dog, and his enthusiasm for this movie was phenomenal. I can't understand it. And she goes, well, she says, I don't understand his enthusiasm either, because he didn't like the book. So enthusiasm is this enjoyment of something. So I love that story. So what is zeal? So the metaphysical meaning for zeal is intensity, ardor, enthusiasm. It's the inward fire of the soul that urges man onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. Zeal is the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planet on its course and spurs the ant to greater exertion. It is the urge behind all things. Zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence, the command of go forward. And Charles Fillmore said, zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is to go forward. To be without zeal is to be without the zest of living. So zeal or enthusiasm is not just getting excited about something. It's a zest for living. And it's very different than excitement. So excitement is often really intense, but it's short-lived. And for instance, so I don't know if any of you have ever gone to one of these multi-level marketing events. So a friend of mine had told me about this and was really enthusiastic about it. And I thought, okay, well, I'll go. And I was actually living in Savannah. I flew out to California because they really convinced me this was like the best thing. And I went, and oh my God, these people were so excited. They're jumping up, they're singing, it's just, and people come up and they say, oh, I made so much money, and everyone is so excited, and you get wrapped up in this excitement. I mean, it's really hard not to, because everybody is just, so I'm really excited, I'm going to do this, I sign up, and then the next day I wake up and I go, I don't want to do this. That's excitement. Excitement is short-lived. Excitement is you get wrapped up in the moment, but it doesn't last. Zeal and enthusiasm last. The word enthusiasm in Greek comes from in spirit. Enthusiasm comes from God. It is the God working in and through us, bringing us joy, a zest for living, the love of something, the passion for something. And when we have that, that doesn't die down the next day. We don't wake up after having that and go, well, I'm just not that excited about it anymore. I don't care about it. And it's reminding us that, because when we have that enthusiasm, we're really living our purpose. We're all been given a purpose in life. And it isn't a job. People always say, well, what's my purpose in life? What job am I supposed to have? It has nothing at all to do with a job. It is, what are you supposed to be in this world? What is your place in this universe? Maybe it's to bring peace. Maybe it's to bring healing. Maybe it's to be a symbol of love. And when we know what that is, then we can be that in the world, no matter what the outside looks like. So I'm preparing for this talk, and it's really interesting, but whenever I prepare for talk, and I know this happens to almost most ministers, things happen in your life which are like lessons for the lesson. It never fails. So, with everything going on in the world right now, things are pretty negative, and it's pretty hard not to kind of get sucked into it. We have COVID, we have the political scene, we have, Black Lives Matter, we have terrible things happening in the world. So it's really easy to allow yourself to get sucked into that and to be pulled down. But a long time ago, I realized that my purpose in life was to be a positive force in this world, no matter what is going on. And so I see that even in job situations. So I have another job, and it's in a retail environment, and I've always believed that my purpose to be there is to be a positive influence. My purpose is to practice these principles of unity in all my affairs, including the job, no matter what is going on, because it is contagious. Enthusiasm is contagious. So everybody is pretty negative, beside everything going around. Work conditions are different, and we're wearing our masks and all of that, and it's really easy to start to get disillusioned and discouraged, and I found myself getting sucked into that. And so I was writing this talk, and then I thought to myself, wait a minute here. My job, my purpose, my passion is to be a positive influence. Is to go in there and not allow this stuff to bother me, to come in with a smile and all of that. So I decided to do that. And what was amazing was I had a great day that day, and I wasn't as tired, because that is my purpose. And then interestingly, 2 days later, my manager says to me, she says, I've worked with you for 4 years, and I've never seen you have a bad day. I've never seen you come in here and have a bad day. I said, well, I wake up in the morning sometimes, and I'm having a bad day. I don't want to get up in the morning. It's like anybody else. But then I pray, and I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And so before I go in there, I connect with Spirit, and I come from Spirit. And that allows me to have the passion and the zeal and the enthusiasm to be up and to not allow what's going on around us. So we all have a job, and some of it is, and when we know that, we can have this love and this passion which drives us. So there's and sometimes it may seem like, what are they, crazy? How could they still have passion when all this is going on? How can they be enthusiastic? So there's a movie called Morning Glory, and it's about this this girl who wants to be a network TV. She works for a local TV station, and she finally gets an interview with this TV station for this morning show. And the show is like at the bottom of the list. The station is having problems. And she goes in for this interview. And she's one of these people, she's always at work early. She's always ready. She's just Miss Gun-Ho. And so she goes in for this interview. And this is the scene from the movie.
So you're a fan of our morning program?
Oh, yeah, I think it has so many
We know it's
interesting
terrible. Perpetually in fourth place behind the Today Show, Good Morning America, and that thing on CBS, whatever it's called. It's a source of constant humiliation. Last year in the Network Softball League, the CBS team wore hats that said, at least we're not Daybreak. The anchors of the show were difficult and semi-talented.
Oh, I think Colleen Peck is a pro.
Heinous.
Paul McVie is a fine reporter.
Foul.
Okay. Is Daybreak a show? Yes. But it's on a network. And not just any network. This is one of the most legendary news divisions in the entire history of television. Daybreak just needs someone who believes in it, who understands that a national platform is an invaluable resource, that no story is too low or too high to reach for.
Are you going to sing?
Look, Mr. Barnes, Jerry.
Daybreak's facilities
want
are
to-
antiquated. It's understaffed, underfunded. Oh, and the pay. It's awful. About half of what you made at Hey, How the Hell Are You, New Jersey. You've never been an executive producer. You're too young. Nobody's ever heard of you. And here, your education 3, not 4 years, at Fairleigh Dickinson in Teaneck, also known as Fairly Ridiculous. Did I miss anything?
Daybreak needs what I need. Someone who believes that it can succeed. Trust me, I know you don't have any reason to believe in me, but I work harder than anyone else. I'm in first, I'm out last. I know a load more about the news than someone whose daddy paid them to smoke bongs and talk semiotics at Harvard. And I devote myself completely to my job. It's what I do, it's all I am. You can ask anyone.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Okay. Thanks for the tour, and thanks for.
So this is passion and enthusiasm. By the way, she does get the job. You see, when we have that kind of enthusiasm and passion because it's something we love to do, it's really hard for people to not be attracted to that. So although the guy may have been giving her a hard time, he does give her a job. And by the way, she does turn it all around. Because when you have that kind of passion and enthusiasm and zeal for what you do, it is really hard not to help things. And it doesn't matter how big or small our job is, any little thing that we do, and we do it with enthusiasm and with love, is going to make a difference. So there's a story in the Hindu tradition, and it is a story about Rama. So Rama is, in Hinduism, the closest thing to God like on this earth. It's Jesus Christ. Whatever. It's very similar to that. So there's a story, and Lord Rama and his army of monkeys are preparing for a war with another group. And Rama asks his army to build a bridge over the sea. And to work began at once over the stone bridge. Now his army are these big apes. And so the monkeys pull out the rocks and heavy stones from the mountains, and they carry them to the sea. They cut them into shape and begin to build the bridge. All this is very difficult work, and it takes a long time. Thousands of monkeys work night and day, and Rama feels happy, and he says, how hard they work. Their love for me makes them work like this. One day, Rama sees a small brown squirrel. He's going up and down the seashore with little pebbles in his mouth. And the little squirrel can only carry little pebbles, a few little pebbles at a time in his small mouth. But he carries the pebbles from the seashore and drops them into the sea. A great monkey was carrying a large, heavy stone on his back, and the squirrel came in his way. The monkey jumped back and yelled, "Hey, you little thing! You're in my way. I stepped back, and you're alive now, but I nearly fell. And what are you doing here?" The little squirrel looked up at the great monkey and said, "I'm sorry you fell, brother monkey, but please look where you are going. I'm helping Rama build the bridge, and I want to work hard for him." "You what?" shouted the monkey and laughed out loud. "Did you hear that?" he said to the other monkeys. "The squirrel is building a bridge with his pebbles." Oh dear, I've never heard a funnier story. And all the monkeys laugh. The squirrel did not think this funny at all, and he said, "Look, I can't carry mountains or rocks. God gave me only a little strength. I can only carry pebbles. My heart cries out for Rama, and I do it all I can for him." The monkey said, "Don't be foolish. Do you think you can help Rama? Do you think we can build a bridge with pebbles? He has a big army to help him. Go home and don't get in our way." "But I want to help too," said the squirrel, and he would not go. And he continued to carry the pebbles again from the shore to the sea. The monkeys were angry, and one of them picked up the squirrel by his tail and threw him far away. The squirrel, crying out the name of Rama, fell into Rama's hands. Then Rama held the squirrel close to him. He said to the monkeys, "Do not make fun of the weak and the small. Your strength or what you do is not important. What matters is your love. This little squirrel has love in his heart. O Benares, you are brave and strong and are doing a wonderful job bringing all these huge boulders and stones from far and dropping them in the ocean. But did you notice that it is the tiny pebbles and stones brought by this small squirrel and some of the other smaller creatures which are filling the small gaps left between the huge stones? Further, do you not realize that the tiny grains of sand brought by this squirrel are the ones which bind the whole structure and make it strong? Yet you scold this small creature and fling him away in anger." Hearing this, the Benares were ashamed, and they bowed their heads. Rama continued, "Always remember, however small, every task is equally important. A project can never be completed by the main people alone. They need the support of all, and however small, an effort should always be appreciated." Rama then turned to the squirrel and said softly, "My dear squirrel, I am sorry for the hurt caused to you by my army, and thank you for the help that you have rendered to me. Please go and continue your work happily." Saying this, he stroked the back of the squirrel with his fingers, and 3 lines appeared where the Lord's fingers had touched it. These were the mark of Lord Rama's fingers, and they are still on squirrels today. So the moral of this story is that whatever our task in life is, no matter how small or how great, when we do it with love and enthusiasm, because God has brought us to do this, we are doing it in spirit with God. God lives and moves and has its being in us and through us and as us. When we do our jobs or whatever we have to do, whether it is building a big bridge or taking care of a small child or maybe just making some food for a neighbor who can't get out, whatever that job is, if we do it with enthusiasm and love, if we do it that we are doing it in spirit, with God working through us, that becomes as important as any big job. So the question is, close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself this: what am I doing? What fills my heart with enthusiasm and joy? What am I being called to be in this world? Not just do, but to be in this world. If we are not doing what we are called to be, how can we live our life with zeal and zest? How could we, no matter what age we're at, be all that we could be? Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, when he was 94 years old, said this: "I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today." So, Charles Fillmore at 94 understands that we are never too old to do what God has given us to do. And so if you aren't sure what is yours to do, remember, it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be something as small as carrying little pebbles or sand. But everybody has a purpose, and great or small, when we do it with God, we will live our life with zeal, enthusiasm, and an energy that never gets tired. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Bill. It's obvious that you have a lot of enthusiasm for what you do, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. And here at Unity, we like to go over our 5 basic principles just to remind us what Unity is all about. And the first one is God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And 2 is I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And we do. We all make a difference. There's so many ways we make a difference. One of the ways that you make a difference to this spiritual community is through your gifts, your love offerings, your tithes. And there are many ways that you can give those. You can mail it to us, or you can text it to 77977 and put Unity of OC Give. You can also go on our webpage, and you can go into the donate and donate there. You can download our app. And so if you go into the App Store and you look for My Church by Push Pay and click on that and put Unity of Orange County, you get into our app, and then you'll have it on your phone at all times. And once you have the app, you can just click on that and you can give that way. Also, if you have the app, you can find out what's going on at the church. You can connect to the videos. You can connect to my midweek message. So it's a great little tool to have. It works on Android phones and iPhone phones. So try the app if you haven't. And remember that today is our picnic, our fellowship in the park at Santa Vittoria. And even if Just bring a chair, bring a mask, bring a blanket, whatever. We social distance. We have a good time, but that way you get to see people in person. No hugging, no handshaking, but we still have a good time. So remember that, and remember the new class this Wednesday. And so now we like to close with our prayer for protection. And please join us out in your homes as we pray together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, God. And thank you all for being here. Have a blessed week. Bye.